Well, hey everybody, welcome to November 4th. Cheers to you. I'm recording this in the moment of November 3rd. Just full disclosure here. Been looking a lot at astrology about where we're going, especially because of the great conjunction that's happening at the end of this year. I've been talking a lot about it. And to me, this is about Saturn. This is about Jupiter. Saturn is constriction. Jupiter is expansion, coming into conjunction. So they're like at the same, the same degree. So that's interesting in that there's a lot of history here. There's a lot to discuss about this. And I am not going to do it justice today. But the one thing I did want to say about it today is that I feel like no matter who wins, no matter who loses, no matter what happens today and over the course of the next few weeks, we will be changing how we do things. Okay? So I'm going to make that little prediction there, and I don't think that seems very evident to me because of the change from when Jupiter goes into Aquarius, when everything moves out of Capricorn, which it has been in for some time, and moves into Aquarius. I'm just going to say that in kind of broad strokes here. I'm not going to give you all the details and stuff about that, but I will say this: the great conjunction happening on December 21st seems very relevant, expansive to me, and also Uranus is in the mix, so surprises and things along those lines. Mars is in retrograde, so that can be about harnessing power in Aries, harnessing power of the individual and moving into this Aquarius energy of the collective. Okay, so I was talking about yesterday about finding your tribe. As we move from Earth signs from Capricorn into Aquarius, Aquarius is the house of the rebel, okay, or the sign of the rebellious energy, giving me space, giving me freedoms and things like that. When we're moving away from Earth signs, which are about, Earth signs are really about what makes us feel comfortable, what makes us feel stable, and into Aquarius, which is about, innovation and new ideas and things along those lines. We've been building our country for 200 years on this idea of creating stable structures and creating physical things, farming, industrialization, all of that kind of stuff. Now that we're shifting from the industrial age into computer age, which has happened, in the 90s, moving into the computer age, now we're in the digital age, moving into the digital age. We are talking about, a whole different way of experiencing freedom, experiencing the world, experiencing how we're doing things. And I want to say to you that my biggest takeaway from, all the research and reading and listening I've done is that we are going to be changing how we're doing things, okay? And that globally, we're not just talking about the United States here. We're going to be changing how we're doing things. And whatever that looks like, whatever the interpersonal or political factions or whatever it is, the big picture of this, and keep this in mind, okay, as we move through, it is going to be about all of us are together in this. We're all in this together. And it is going to also be about how do we make change that in that way, especially in such a polarized world that we are in right now. So how can we make change? How can we make innovation? Or how can we change the situations that we're in, the institutions that are no longer working? You've seen it one by one, industries, governmental agencies, governmental ways of doing things, business ways of doing things, all of those things that are not going to be part of the Aquarian age. Jingle, jingle, jingle. Are going to fall by the wayside. Okay? All of those things are going to be going away. And so it really is up to us creating new ideas around things. This is about adaptability. Okay, so the one thing that I don't feel like is even a prediction, I feel like my life has been a testament to this, that if you stand in one place and expect to have those institutions or that comfort zone, get ready for massive shift in your life, because standing in one place for sure is not the safest place to be. If you're looking for safety, If you're looking for security, it is in adaptation, it is in innovation, it is in new ideas. So even if you've been adapting and everything like that, it's going to continue, right? It's going to continue. So, you know, you can't keep doing the same thing. And that energy is going to be very strong for a lot of people, and some stronger than others. I definitely see there's been some divine masculine readings over the course of the last week or so that has shown the masculine energy, and this is a collective energy. This is not like, oh, that guy, he's so like staying in his comfort zone. Not really, okay? Because people are complex. People have a lot of things to them. But the watery energy, the air energy, especially the air energy, really, the watery energy coming from the heart chakra, coming from the place of service is going to be important. Aquarian is a lot about service. It's all about all boats rise, right? We do things together. The age of celebrity and me is going to be done. It's already done. It's already done. It's already done. All right, so let's see where we go. I just wanted to give you that little idea here about, finding tribe is likely going to be something very important because we're all going to need to help each other. And also it's going to be a situation where adapt and innovate is going to be the way forward, okay, in your life. I've seen this a couple times when I was shuffling. Ocean of eternal love, there's that water energy. Eternal dance, movement, wheel of life, path of least resistance. Interesting. Yin yang, creating harmony through balance. So the feminine energy has been rising for 30 years or so. Well, ever since the 1500s, when they crushed a lot of spirituality, things like that. Now the Aquarian energy, the Aquarian egalitarian, we are all in this together kind of feeling, does make me feel like moving out of Capricorn, the structures, the top down, the masculine energy of that, moving into the Aquarian where it's more egalitarian is going to take some center stage here. I feel like that innovation in terms of everything. Probably going to learn how to cure a lot of diseases as we're looking for the cure for COVID, or the vaccine, or whatever we're gonna do. Okay, I know there's a lot of differing opinions on all of these things, but let's just focus on the energy for 1 second, right? Let's take ourselves out of our tribal nature, which is very, very, hardwired into us, and look at the bigger picture here, which is about how do we raise our consciousness, raise the consciousness of the planet, and allow for love to be the pervasive energy instead of control and domination of any kind of ideology, any kind of thing, right? Because we're moving out of that earth and we're moving into air. For the next 200 years, we are going to be more in an air kind of energy based on this grand conjunction. It takes 200 years. It cycles through, all of the air signs, starting with Aquarius, which is this is what they were predicting in the 60s. It's going to be hard to know when the age of Aquarius really started. There's no real start date, but I'm feeling like we're in it the last couple of years. I'm just going to say. Yep, you know. You and I are on the same wavelength here, okay? I feel like you do know what I'm saying. There's some things here that bring up feelings. Some things I might have just said may have brought up fear for some people. Some things may have brought up joy and expansion and, oh my God, that's fantastic, right? What are the feelings that you felt when I was talking about leaving behind some things that made you feel safe, or leaving behind some things that, and safe, whatever, that's a construct that we've created for ourselves. But how does that make you feel, right? I definitely see on the Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo readings that and this is not just me. I've talked to other YouTubers, other people who are reading tarot and have, occasion to do earth time readings. They feel like they're being persecuted. And it's just because the energy right now is shifting out of their comfort zone, and the earth sign energies are the ones that most enjoy that. So in order to figure out how to transition, transformation, in order to figure that out, earth signs, you may want to look at your own chart and look at where transformation is for you. Look in your 8th house. Look in where, well, Pluto is a generational planet. It's in the 11th house for 20 years. When I was born, it was in my 11th house, but it was in Pluto's in Virgo, okay? And that was very much about the getting things done, right? Another earth sign energy about day-to-day, step-by-step kind of things, like needing to see that, that generation of people. As we've moved forward, there's this technology is connecting us and other things like that. And that can be a little daunting or foreign or whatever to those used to 3D life, used to, hey, I need to see it. I need to have that. This is why manifestation is going to be happening, and it's starting to happen so much faster, because we're no longer in the thing of, I need to see it first before I believe it's real in my life. We've already made that shift in the past, I'm going to say 5 years. I've already been in that position of, I know, High Priestess, I know that it's in my vortex. I know. That's why so many people have a hard time with manifestation, because it's a quantum leap for them to understand, moving away from what I see, I only believe it when I see it, to the I believe it and then I see it. That's a massive change, and it can make people feel a little stupid. Like, I'm in love. I have the love of my life in my life. And everyone's like, you're single. What are you talking about? Well, the love of your life is you. Okay. And that's where that person who is the love of your life connects in. So if you're on that frequency, yes, you have the love of your life in your life already. P.S. Okay. 10 of Pentacles, Hierophant, Emperor. Woo! 7 of Swords, 2 of Cups, 2 of Wands. Again, how do we want to move forward? Wow, look at this. Judgment, 7 of Wands, Queen of Cups. Heart. Heart. It's not this domination thing, okay? This is why the feminine energy is important. So, this is domination. This is hierarchical, masculine structures, institutions, creating walls, right? Creating these things and creating fear, essentially, creating fear. The feminine energy coming in, High Priestess and the Queen of Cups, is really about, that's why all y'all who are in the twin flame journey, in the spiritual journey, are about opening your heart, about having that heart chakra awakening. And you're going to see, as you move through your life, as we all raise in consciousness, we get to a higher vibration, that love that we're sort of, deifying as, oh, it's the masculine, it's the one person. No, it's more, it's about a love of community, a love of people in general, a love of that, of all. We are all representations, and in fact, we are all God. We have God in us. It's coming from our heart chakra. There's no need for this big structure. So if we are creating this duality of the masculine out here, why can't they figure out how to get out of their karmic situation? Well, you're watching like, no, we want to stay in it. We want to stay in our controlled place, in the place where we're comfortable, instead of expansion into love for everyone, expansion into the way we do things is different now because we believe in humanity. We believe that no matter what a person is wrapped in, color, sex, gender, whatever, belief system, whatever, no matter what that is, no matter what we're showing in this outside package, what we're doing is we're moving into seeing souls. We're seeing your soul. We're not seeing this. This is not relevant. Okay? This is not going to be relevant anymore. And so love will be more about love of humanity, love of masculine, feminine coming into balance. So there's not this duality, right? There's not this duality. When you're, in my growing up, when you're wrapped into this structure of female, okay, certain rules go along with this. This is, right? And societies can change and things can move forward or things can move backward or whatever it is. But it really is up to you how to create your life. You have the ability to manifest. Don't worry so much about the stuff outside of you. What is necessary in order to manifest, to remove that block from your mind about, I'm not allowed to do this, I'm not allowed to do that. There's structures, there's belief systems, there's other people's stuff. Because right now, all of that is up in the air. All of that stuff is up for grabs. So you have the opportunity over the course, I think it is until 2027, astrologically, to really make some massive manifesting changes in your life. You can always do it. But now it's really opened up. And that time period now that we have 7 years here is going to be a big deal. I'll explain that more in a future video. We'll talk more about that in a future video. But this is about in the past, lies, deception. It's not a thing because, it was a thing in the past to lie and cheat and steal and no one could see. You could be like, hey, I think I know that person is lying and cheating, steal, but you wouldn't really know. But now, because we're seeing people's souls, we're going to be seeing their souls, and we're going to know that what people are up to, we're going to know it. We're going to see it. It's like not even a thing anymore. It's like right there on display, like a big old football jersey. I'm lying to you. Because that's why authenticity has really been out front, has really been in the centerpiece of what people feel good connected with authenticity. People feel good connected with that. Whatever it looks like, okay? And whatever that looks like, that's why the authenticity, and that's why when something presents itself as authenticity, and it's shown to not be that, that's where the structures really start to move and shake, okay? So there's going to be this moment of change coming into a crossroads here. And there's going to be a top-down, I didn't really start out to do the reading like this, but okay. The feminine energy is really going to play an instrumental role. And this top-down masculine, hierarchical kind of viewpoint, Capricornian, Saturnian, this is how we do it and, shut up and sit down kind of thing, isn't going to be a thing. The feminine energy is the thing. The feminine energy as balanced, okay, as in union with self, that is the cycle that I feel is going to be the shift. Okay, the cycle is moving into the feminine energy of coming from heart chakra, coming from a place of authenticity that's so obvious that you can see it, right? It's not even a thing. When someone is real, like I think that to me is always the biggest compliment when people say that to me, like, you're so real. I like it because that makes me feel like, okay, I am in alignment with my soul. If you're saying that, if you're feeling that, if that is good for you, if you feel that is good for you, on a micro level here, I feel like the old paradigm of masculine, feminine, like I said, if we're putting this twin flame masculine on a pedestal and then knocking him down because he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, he's not doing the work, he's not doing, we're creating this structure that creates narcissism. You do realize narcissists are created, right? There's a petri dish of, you're the golden child, but you suck at everything. You're the golden child. You are amazing, amazing, amazing. But everything you're doing is wrong on a micro level. So it's this like disconnect that basically says, I'm unable to listen to any kind of criticism because it's always been very toxic for them in their past. And so they're like, I'm going to go with, I'm a golden child and everybody else shut up, right? No criticism, not able to hear criticism at all. That kind of thing, we're creating that in the masculine a little bit here, because I see it a lot with the masculines, this like ideal, it's like wrapped in this ideal of, this is the ideal love relationship I want. But in very, very much, it's very true that there can be this idealization and also this top-down feeling that is kind of old school, that is not real anymore, that is going to go away. So what needs to happen is the masculine is integrating the feminine, which is a very foreign place. The feminine has been integrating masculine since the 60s for a really long time. That's not a really long time. That's like a blip on the screen. And so now that's going to balance out. Because remember in the 80s, right, we went from the 60s to the 80s. And the 80s were like the big shoulder pads and like be a man kind of a thing. And now we're back in the swinging back the other way. But the masculine has not necessarily shifted as much as the feminine energy. The masculine is still sort of in this hierarchical thing. So a lot of hierarchies, a lot of structures, institutions, that's why a lot of this stuff is going to get eradicated, so that the masculine can come from a place of heart. So in the big picture, the masculine energy is moving into the feminine energy here. That's why this Aquarius thing is so interesting to me, is that the way of relationships, let's just take this on a micro level, the way of relationships is going to be more heart-centered and more free. So it's not going to be, it was in my whole experience of growing up, we choose mates so that we create one household, we have some kind of stability and a place. It was earth energy. Now moving into Aquarian energy, it's going to be innovated. And my little piece of this says to me, it's going to be more heart-centered, rather than we're creating relationships not around an earthly structure like a home or anything like that, but the home is where the heart is. The home is here in the soul. So that is really what is going to become when we talk about like, well, you're saying that the institution of marriage is going to get disrupted. Yes, it is. Especially if we've been choosing that based on earthly concerns. And I know you can say what you want to say about everybody. Oh, I choose my mate for love and all this kind of stuff. And that's real. And I'm not taking that away from anybody. But the society, think about what your mother said to you. As anybody who's born right after between 1960 and 1975. Woo! Okay. Oh, you're going out with a doctor? Oh my God, that's fabulous, right? Like this whole societal incorporation of what it means to be masculine, what is valuable as masculine and what is valuable as feminine is getting shaken up. Okay. And it's no longer going to be about a physical earth solid structure. Okay, this 10 of Pentacles, this is about the house and the all that kind of stuff. It's about in truth, the home, right? So that was Capricorn energy, right? 10th house. In truth, in astrology, the home is in the 4th house, house of mother. So there's going to be a lot more of this, a lot more of true love that is only minimally connected to any kind of earth structure, financial structure, solid place. So that doesn't mean you're not going to have a home. It doesn't mean you're not going to have all that stuff. But that's not the reason for it. That's not the basis of it anymore. And when you can look at how we've chosen our mates and things like that, there has been a lot of that focus on the physical structure of it. What is it going to look like? You know, well, I want the big house and I want that has been a very, you know, that has been shifting and changing, especially as we have more earth concerns and more about your footprint and things like that. Those things are changing because of the innovation of what we're doing here as a species. We're innovating, we're changing. So that kind of thing, post World War II, chicken in every pot, 2 cars in every garage, all that kind of stuff is going to be shifting into something that is going to more suit the energies of where we're going. So love will also, as an institution, as the construct we have in our mind, will also be shifting into something infinitely more heart-based, more spiritually focused, more spiritually. That's going to take the prize in terms of what is wanted, what is desired. So the twin flame community is way out ahead in the sense that I no longer want something that just 2 people get together and we pay the bills. Not to denigrate anybody, because I have a lot of people who I know who are perfectly happy and all of that kind of stuff. But as I see people waking up, the one thing that they usually focus on is, my life is not what I want. It created something for me, did its job, checked the box, but now I want X. I want more. I want spiritually connected love. I want something like that. I'm no longer interested in creating a life that in a couple of years is going to sort of move into this place of, well, you know, we have a house to take care of. We have responsibility, right? Very Capricornian, very Saturnian. Going to move more into this energy of ocean of eternal love, eternal dance, yin yang balance. Okay, so I'm going to keep going with this reading. If you're on Patreon, the rest of it starts right now. If not, you can check it out on Vimeo. The link is below for that. Happy November 4th.